Friends, have you ever wondered why Africa is always under the shadow of civil war, hunger, and poverty? Even though, after Asia, it's the second largest continent in the world. Its land producing gold, diamonds, and oil. Yet its people die of hunger and thirst. The world turns a blind eye to the reality of this great continent, and very little is said about it. But when oppression reaches its peak, a leader like Ibrahim Traoré is born. A Muslim who looks Europe in the eye and says, "I'm watching you all. I'm recording everything. I am Ibrahim, and today I'm pulling off your masks." Why does Europe want to get him assassinated? What is life like for the people in Burkina Faso? How did Islam reach this country? What major project has Ibrahim Traoré started with Russia that's making Europe and America desperate to eliminate him? We'll learn all of this in today's video. Friends, terrorism doesn't only come from guns. When you steal a nation's food, homes, and natural resources, it is economic terrorism. And the biggest example of that is Europe's economic terrorism against Africa. Who is Ibrahim Traoré? Where did he come from? Why is a 37-year-old young man a thorn in the side of the Western world? Why do they want him dead? We'll share some shocking truths with you. Friends, before today, you may have never heard of a country called Burkina Faso. But now, because of one man's bravery, the poorest country in the world has become globally famous. Ibrahim Traoré joined the army in 2009, and due to his courage, he was made captain in 2020. But when it came to injustice in his country, this 37-year-old Muslim youth challenged all of Europe. So what did he do that made the whole West want to kill him? Burkina Faso was occupied by France in 1896. Back then, it was called Upper Volta. After 63 years, France granted independence, but only in name. France looted cotton and gold while forcing locals into labor. In return, they were given just enough to stay alive. Today, the form of occupation has changed. In 1960, puppet politicians were installed in the country, leaders who danced to France's tune. More than 30% of Africa's population is youth, and they no longer want a democracy that only brings oppression and hunger. That's why, in 2022, Ibrahim Traoré led a military coup, expelled all the politicians, and even started expelling France, a country that had looted them for over a century. This Muslim youth raised the slogan, "Our resources, our people." Do you know that 40% of the world's Muslims live in Africa? And Islam is the largest religion in West Africa? Yet it is barely talked about. The progress you see in Europe today is built on Africa's blood and stolen resources. Burkina Faso is like a golden goose for France. It's the fourth largest gold producer in Africa. Today, Ibrahim Traoré has expelled all foreign gold mining companies from the country, a move that also upset the USA. America's AFRICOM General Langley falsely claimed that Traoré was giving all the gold to his military. But the truth is, only 17% of the gold revenue goes to the army. The rest is being spent on the people. Traoré did not forcibly seize gold mines. He paid $80 million and launched local refineries. He's also built an alliance with Mali and Niger, aiming to expand across Africa to counter European oppression and restore independence to the continent. History remembers those who tried and were killed. Sankara Lumumba Gaddafi. Traoré has faced multiple assassination attempts, and even fake news was spread that he was dead. But Africa's youth stand behind him. When Traoré visited Russia, a photo of him boarding a Russian plane sent shockwaves through France and America. That's because he also signed healthcare, education, and nuclear energy deals with Putin. Even China has backed him. Traoré says, "I fear no one but Allah." Today, in Burkina Faso, you'll see Russian flags flying next to national ones, proof that the people have rebelled against France. In just 2 years, Traoré has launched numerous projects to empower his nation economically. Being an agricultural country, the first major step was launching a tomato paste plant worth $99 million, creating massive employment under the brand name Red Gold. He prioritized processing and finishing goods over raw exports. A road network was built to enable trade with neighboring countries. Half the country lived in darkness, so he installed solar systems in schools, clinics, and villages. The healthcare system was improved, with major support from China, in a region where clean water is scarce. Dams and water filtration plants were installed. He even launched the country's first interest-free Islamic bank, challenging the global capitalist banking system. Because Traoré believes that only a financially strong country can stand up to the world. He's done all this within just 2 years. Do you know when Burkina Faso rebelled against France? It began in 1984, when Thomas Sankara renamed the country to Burkina Faso. Burkina means honorable people, and Faso means land of ancestors. A message: we will no longer be slaves. Burkina Faso also produces 25,000 tons of cashews annually. Traoré set up a processing plant to create jobs and increase value. The country grows a lot of cotton, and he's building plants to turn raw cotton into finished goods. All of this is funded with the money that France once looted. He is expanding airports, making them international, including the Ouagadougou airport. Farmers are getting tractors and equipment. And with China's help, a modern hospital, the University Hospital Center of Paula, has been built. Traoré's biggest achievement is the Sahel Alliance with Mali and Niger, modeled after the European Union. It may soon include Chad as well. He is working rapidly on infrastructure, residential projects, and signed a gold permit deal with Russia, with 50-50 profit sharing. Earlier, Burkina Faso only got enough for 2 meals in exchange for its gold. Now, the Bobo Dry Port Project helps facilitate international exports. Over 50 schools and colleges have been launched with Russia's help. The main reason Europe wants to assassinate Traoré is the nuclear power plant project he plans with Russia, which will meet national electricity needs and offer defense advantages in the future. He also built a museum in honor of Thomas Sankara, a man who was assassinated for standing against French looting. Every move Traoré makes troubles Europe and America, and now you know General Langley's claims were false. Traoré is focused on uplifting his people, not just his army. He has launched cement factories, a major part of improving national infrastructure. And here's a shocking fact. Burkina Faso has also launched its own electric car called ATAO, a massive achievement for this small African nation. How did Islam reach this region? It came in the 11th century through Sufi merchants who traded in gold, salt, and slaves, and also preached Islam. The northern parts of modern-day Burkina Faso were the first to embrace Islam due to their connection to the Mali Empire and Songhai Empire. Mali's ruler Mansa Musa, one of the richest Muslims in history, was responsible for the spread of Islam. His wealth today would be over $400 billion, more than any billionaire alive today. The capital city is Ouagadougou, but the most visited place is Bobo Dioulasso, known as a cultural and historical city. The Great Mosque of Bobo Dioulasso, built of mud in 1880, is a major tourist attraction. The Old Town has 4 sections: Muslim, Christian, traditional African, and other faiths, just like Jerusalem. The country also has a strong music and dance culture, and some communities consider it a religious ritual, part of the Gray and Slop faiths. Why is Africa kept hungry? Because the West knows that if Africans are freed from hunger, they'll become unstoppable and refuse to be enslaved. With its vast natural resources, Africa could be the wealthiest continent, and that terrifies Europe and America. Burkina Faso alone produces $8 billion in gold annually. So France funds terrorist groups like ISIS and Al-Qaeda to destabilize it. France even imposed its own currency to control them, but that is now ending. Traoré is determined to return the wealth to the people. He knows there are threats to his life, but he trusts in Allah and the power of the people. This young Muslim leader's voice is not just for Muslims. It's for every oppressed soul in Africa. And that's exactly why the West wants him dead. Will he succeed in uniting all of Africa? Which countries will stand with him? May Allah protect this brave leader. Ameen. Friends, that was today's informative and powerful video. If you liked it, let us know in the comments. New viewers, don't forget to like and subscribe. Until the next video.